Woody, the jumper, all dogs do it. And it's one of the most common things that we get asked to look at, cure, remedy, get rid of, erase, call it whatever you like. So I do speak quite a lot about it because it's a common problem. Sit. Woody, Woody, sit. Good boy. So the habit is, if I run up to you, I put my paws on your legs, that is going to get me attention. That's going to get me interaction. Now, bearing in mind that we're seeing a lot of working strain Cocker Spaniels of late that are incredibly cunning, incredibly devious, and learn very, very quickly how to manipulate an owner to give them what they want. And I'm talking appeasement behavior, I'm talking attention seeking behavior, I'm talking the dog learning to do a specific behavior to then force an owner to give that little cocker attention or an interaction or whatever. So we've got to be very, very careful with nowadays in Cocker Spaniels, and this isn't about aggression or resource guarding or possession aggression, etc., which is very, very common within the breed nowadays, where they're actually potentially quite aggressive to the point of biting when somebody wants to sit down on their own seat in the sofa in their own lounge. However, different subject. So Woody has theoretically got into the habit of, if I jump, I get what I want. How do we cure that? Like everything within in dog training, there is many, 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 many ways to get the same result. As I always say, if it works for you and works for the dog that is currently sat in front of you, use that technique. Doesn't matter what it is, how you do it. However, it has to always end in a positive result. The dog needs to have learnt a new way of acting, learnt a new way of displaying a behavior through positivity in relation to reward, fun, play, games, pat on the head, etc., etc. So, number of different ways we can do it. Woody, come, sit. Good. So as he's approaching me, I'm cutting through and interfering with that habit of jumping. I'm giving him a job to do. If he's thinking about sitting, he's not thinking about jumping. However, if he sits effectively, he's going to get rewarded for that. So very, very quickly, we're devaluing the action of jumping and overriding that jumping habit with, if I just put my backside on the floor, I'm going to get reward. So he's still going to get an interaction. He's still going to get attention, which is positive and ends in a good outcome. However, he has to complete a task and complete a job before he gets that. Woody, Woody, come on, mate. Woody. Good lad, distracted there, good boy. Sit. Good. So, first one, give him a job to do. Next one you can do is basically claim the ground between the approaching dog or the dog that is stood there ready to launch. So we step into the dog, so we're not giving him the space to launch. We're not giving him the space on the ground to be able to launch and put his front paws upon our legs when his paws are incredibly dirty and muddy and it's in the middle of winter. So we claim the ground. Another thing we can do is create distance. Woody. We can throw that tree over his head to create distance between him and us. So then what you realise is that rushing in, Woody, that's it. Rushing in to us isn't going to get the interaction. Creating space and managing that space between him and me will get the reaction. When I say reaction, a positive reaction from us. Woody, that's it. Good. Key things to note. Don't hold the treat too high, because if it's a young dog or an impatient dog, the dog is just going to jump anyway to try and get what it knows you have in your hand. As in a bit of food, bit of kibble, bit of ham, bit of whatever. Woody, come. Sit. So we're rewarding lower than his head. Good. I'm not giving him the opportunity to think about jumping anymore. So we're cutting into that habit. We're cutting into that habitual behavior of return, jump, I get attention. Now, return, sit, I get attention. However, as I said, there's a number, many, many, many different ways of getting to that end result. Woody, come, sit. and we build up the patience, we build up the engagement. Good lad, reward, good boy, good boy. Then once that behaviour has been conditioned and proofed everywhere, we may not have to say sit, because he has learned and he's realised, oh, sitting gets me great things, jumping gets me nothing. Woody, up. Just like so. Okay, working on a recall again as well, obviously distracting with dogs in the kennels here, but he's getting on really well. Woody, come. So job, sit. Reward, lower than his head. Good. Option number one. Woody, come. Close the ground towards him so he's not in a thought process of jumping. Woody, come. Close that ground, step into him, sit. So we're not giving him space to be able to launch. Another reason or another way. Woody, come, sit. Show him over his head. Create distance, create space. All of the things, and as I keep saying, there are many, many, many. All of those things are orchestrated and geared up to getting to think about something different. Break the habit of return, jump, attention. Getting to think about something different, whatever it may be, to break that habit. Woody, up. Good boy. Well done. Good lad, mate.